This is Errol Marks from the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, and this is Jabba in the Mouth. And we, ladies and gentlemen, are here at the one and only Radio Row. And we are here with, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rank. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. It is the end of Thursday here on Radio Row, and I think we're all starting to hit that point where we can see the finish line. What are we going to do? We got one more big day. Then we rest up on Saturday, then it's Super Bowl Sunday. Are you guys staying for the game? What's going on?
Absolutely not.
Is everybody getting out on Friday?
Do I look like the guy that's going to stay here when the president lands and I have to deal with people spitting on me and spitting on everybody else when he steps and he lands? I don't want to do that. I'd rather go sit at my home watching it with my friends and my family, eating some pork rinds and all that other stuff. What do you think about that?
I love it. That's a great plan for yourself.
What's your favorite Super Bowl food? Let me ask you that.
I'm a big nacho guy.
What is up with everybody in the nachos?
People love nachos. Although
Jabba loved them too.
Here's my thing. The other night I was over at a place called Lucy's in the Warehouse District. It's actually a infamous spot in New Orleans when the New Orleans Saints won the Super Bowl. They went on the Mardi Gras floats. Drew Brees got off the float with the Lombardi Trophy, goes into this bar. I'm like, what bar was that? I looked it up. It's Lucy's. So I'm going to go in there. And then I was rattled because, listen, I live in Southern California, so I've seen a lot of weird stuff. And they had fried avocado. Like instead of French fries, fried avocado. I didn't try it. I felt remiss. I want to go give it a shot. I don't know if it'll make the Super Bowl rotation this year, but it's always going to be one of those things like it's AAA. You know, let it. Let's see. We'll give it a shot. It's a September call-up. We'll give it an opportunity, and if it makes it, then it's something we can try later on future Super Bowls.
When I was a kid, I couldn't stand avocado. And then I went out in Long Island. There's a place in Calverton where it's like a beer.
You're from New York?
I'm from New York.
Oh.
We're all from New York.
Yes, and Beer Garden, okay? He's from Orlando. He doesn't want to even give New Yorkers any credit for what we are. We're crazy SOBs, okay? And I went out to Riverhead, and I had my chance. They actually cut fresh avocado. And I started eating. I started to get really, addicted to it. Yeah. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I actually, every time I go shopping, I'm looking for the best avocado I could find. And the only thing I can get is fresh avocado. And you want to know something? There was a dog on a skit that I saw a couple of weeks ago on the television that somebody put avocado on his genitals, okay? I don't know if you ever seen this before.
No.
And it just...
That would have been an instant swipe.
Instant swipe. I mean,
nope.
Could you imagine somebody put avocado on your genitals and actually have it lick it? I mean, come on.
Cannot. No.
I mean, seriously.
I did not know that from
Dogs aren't
experience.
supposed to
It was on
avocado,
TikTok. It broke
actually.
1.5 million views.
I'm sure it did.
I mean, come on. Think about that. I mean, it's a serious thing.
I do not like this content.
I don't like it either. As we go right into the avocado thing, we're going to go into the Super Bowl, and you have the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. You look at the Philadelphia Eagles, you have Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. How are you guys feeling about that?
How are you feeling with it? I don't know.
Listen, Adam.
Are you happy for him?
No. He's not. I am.
You have to understand, this is a very, clustered group of emotions here.
I understand.
We were walking around last night, promoting our ice shaker with Gronkowski brothers and challenging Eagles fans and Chiefs fans to trivia questions, giving them some giveaways. Eagles fans came up to me wearing Giants gear, hugging me, saying thank you.
Thank you for Saquon Barkley.
And I just said, you're welcome. Don't blow it.
I'm afraid for them for blowing it. Actually, I don't care. But, you know, I know your pain because I'm a fan of the Angels. And something similar happened this year. I assume the games were never on at my house, so it's one of those things. But I understand, watching somebody and, having it be somebody, if Saquon Barkley had gone to the Ravens and they're, hey, whatever, congratulations, Saquon Barkley. I could not be happier for you. If Shohei Ohtani had gone to the Diamondbacks, I would have been rooting for him in the World Series. You know what? Nobody's business. But instead, you're like, you know what? I can't do it. I can't bring myself to it. And it's so tough. And again, you don't want to hate the person. It's a Giants' fault. It's not Saquon's fault. Similarly, it was an Angels issue. It was not Shohei Ohtani's issue. And so having to live through that is so tough. And I don't like the gloating. I don't need them to come up to me and be like, thank you for, shut up. You don't thank me. F off. I'm sorry. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead. Say it. Say it.
I didn't know how blue we can work here.
Listen, we can blue on anything.
I was swearing. Listen, I've heard that about you. That's why.
I like to have fun, man.
That's why they kicked you out of Lafitte's the other night. Which is fine. I'm not judge. I'm not here to judge.
I like this guy.
I'm not here to judge.
I like this guy.
I'm just here to have a good time. Not that good of a time, but
I don't want that
not
time.
Not that good of a time.
I'm lost on that time. I'm running away from that time.
You know. But yeah, like I don't need your little mood. Like it's so disingenuous. Hey, thanks for listen, bitch. You didn't even know who Shohei Ohtani was 2 years ago. You thought he sucked for the first 4 years of his career, and then maybe halfway through his 5th year, when you thought that maybe he was going to go to the Dodgers, like, no, he's great. Like, yeah, because you think he's going. And I swear to you, because all the people that sit there and they defend with the gambling thing, with Ipe and everything.
Which he absolutely did, by the way.
Listen, I'm not going to get into that. I don't know what I'm allowed to say. Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you know anybody who gambles?
100%. Everybody gambles.
What is the only fucking thing they talk about? Gambling. It's the only thing they talk about. Hey, you don't think that Shohei's sitting there with Ipe? Hey, why are we watching UCLA women's college soccer? You know what? I'm a fan of the beautiful game. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes perfect sense. Let's keep watching for no reason.
Oh my God!
I don't know why you're sweating this out.
Well, how do you not know that there's $19 million missing out of your accounts? Come on, I don't care how much money you have. $19 million is $19 million. Yeah. I mean, seriously. So you can't honestly tell me. And baseball, they did a 2-week. Investigation, and then it all of
he
disappeared. And he didn't do it. Nobody knows anything.
The kid said
he's just Shohei Ohtani. He's just the face of baseball. Who cares?
And the best part of it is the Dodger fans who are like, oh, there's no way. Knowing Shohei Ohtani like I've known him for the last 6 weeks since I started to give a shit about him, I know he would never do this. And I ask every Dodger fan I know, I'm like, if he was still playing for the Angels, would you be proclaiming his innocence? They're like,
not a chance.
I mean, of course. No, you wouldn't. No, it's the only thing you would talk about.
100%.
The only thing you would talk about. So I don't want you. I'm with you. I don't want the Eagles fans to go, hey man, F off. Well, I didn't want him to go there. I don't want you to win. And I still like him as a human being, but I don't want him to win.
I wanted to hate him. I wanted to hate him. And I couldn't.
You can't.
I couldn't, though.
Like, I personally can't hate Shohei.
Think about the season, what he did.
Yeah.
He played against the Giants, destroyed him, and then took himself out of the game because he didn't need to break that record. The last game of the season, he could have broke the all-time rushing record. Didn't care. And there's stories, him going to all the people behind the scenes in the stadium when he played the Giants, thanking them, saying, how can you hate that guy? How can you do that? And then he does the highlight plays. I hate the Eagles with everything in my body.
Of course.
And I'm still watching his highlights, the reverse hurdle. I'm watching all of that stuff. I can't stop watching. I still love watching this guy, and he's on the team I hate the most. Yeah. The silver lining of it is, speaking of Eagles movies, the Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh,
I love that.
I thought you were going to talk about The Fan with Patton Oswalt.
The Fan? No, definitely not that. But the Eagles fans that we said that gave me hugs, we offered them trivia questions to win money. They don't know nothing about their team.
No.
Nothing. And all of us Giants fans.
Hold on.
You should walk around with that $100 bill and be like, I will give this to the first person. Put your phones down. Who knows who Chuck Bednarik is? And you will get the blanket. I swear to you. So a number of years ago, we were at a Super Bowl party somewhere. It was it was a Giants-Ravens Super Bowl. And there was we were in Las Vegas. And there was a guy wearing a number 60 Philadelphia Eagles jersey. And I turned to my friend and go, oh, look at that, Chuck Bednarik. And he goes, who? And I'm like, all right, I'm done with you. So then I looked at the guy. I go, hey, Chuck Bednarik, that's awesome. And the guy's like, he was so sincere. He was so happy. He's like, I told my daughter that somebody would know who this jersey was. He's like, I didn't expect it to be a 21, because at the time, I didn't expect it to be a 21-year-old, but still, that's very cool of you. But it's like, yeah, you get that with a lot of these sports fans or whatever. If you don't know, if you don't have the basis of knowledge, like, hey, who was QB Eagles on Super Tecmo Bowl? You're like, I don't know. I'm like, all right, then fuck off. You're not a fan. You're not a fan as far as I'm concerned. If I'm dropping this kind of knowledge and you have no idea.
We're speaking to Adam Rank. He's NFL Network. He's fantastic fantasy football. And, you were talking about Eagles fans, and I absolutely agree with you. We do the Ice Shaker Challenge. We did it last night after we were done with dinner. This guy went to bed. Goody went to bed, and we all went out.
He's smart. Why are we haranguing the guy who made the right decision?
Well, I don't know if he made the right decision.
We're all feeling it.
I know why he went home. He's not going to tell you on live radio.
Because he had avocado?
Maybe.
And a TikTok account?
He was dreaming about something. Anyways, we went around, and we actually saw this guy the first day we stopped here, getting our credentials and everything. He was an Eagle fan. He was
How did you guys get credentials? I'm really shocked about this. The more I sit here, I'm teasing.
I know you are. So we did an Ice Shaker Challenge. So we're walking around. We're asking people. We bump into these guys, and then none of them knew anything. The last interview that we had last night was at like 12:30 at night, and this guy he's singing "Fly Eagles Fly" the song.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I'm gonna give you $20 if you can give me the starting 5 in your front line on your offensive line.
Oh my God.
And he sat there. I said, I'll give you a minute, and you can give me your top ones. So he's sitting there. I said, he couldn't answer. I was like, this is a hard question.
He's like,
this is a hard
Travis
question.
Kelce's brother.
Dude, he said, one of them told me, I asked him who's the starting running backs for the Eagles, and one of them was A.J. Brown.
Of course.
So he's like, I'm an Eagle fan. I was like, A.J. Brown? Are you kidding me? He's a wide receiver. So we went over there. Dude, he couldn't name one. I said, name 3 of them. I'll give you 50. And he couldn't even name one of them. Could you believe that?
And he spent all that money to come to New Orleans?
I have no idea.
Just to be embarrassed like that?
He was embarrassing. He embarrassed me and everybody else around him.
I would have revoked his Super Bowl ticket.
Yeah, well, I don't even know why he's here because I don't even know if he thinks that the Eagles are in the Super Bowl.
He's like one of these stockbrokers who's made a lot of money. Who maybe he probably went to Villanova, went to an Eagles game once. He bailed his friend out of the jail down at the bottom of the stadium. Now he's considered himself a fan. He's like, the Eagles, they're in the Super Bowl. Let's go. Ron Jaworski's still quarterback. Yeah, you're like, no, not anymore.
Ronnie's a nice guy. I went to a cigar.
Yes,
I went to a cigar thing a couple of years ago. He's fantastic.
Him and Dick, they do that thing. It's so rad.
Dick is interesting himself too. Dick is one of those people.
It's like, how are those guys friends?
I don't know.
Like Ron Jaworski, and I say this as a Bears fan. Like that was I'm like, Ron Jaworski's the nicest guy.
Yes.
I would not describe Mike Ditka in those terms.
He's a dick.
Yeah, he really leans into it.
He does. I mean, I'd stay away from him if he leans into it. Anyways, before we let you go, because I know you're a busy guy, you're roaming around, you're doing your interviews. What is it like working for the NFL Network? What is it like working with your friends, and what is it like being a part of Radio Row as long as you've been here?
It's amazing, and it's something I would let anybody know who's listening, who's ever followed me or done anything like that. I appreciate everything, and I appreciate every opportunity, and I don't take it for granted, and I don't want to be here. Last year I was in the bus going to the game for the Super Bowl and was actually going into the game, and there was these 2 guys just upset, like, the stadium, the roof's not going to be open. We're going to miss the flyover. And I could see it in my room, but I could probably just cover the game from my room. And I was texting a kid that I had interviewed earlier in the week, and I said, hey, see these 2 guys behind me? Never be like that. Never be like that. And if you do, just leave the business because there's no reason for you to be here because there's a lot of people who are hungry, who would love to do this, who are dying. There's kids who are working the NFL experience who were sneaking over here during their lunch hour just to come hang out. I was trying to get an interview with DJ Moore, and quick question. This kid just jumped in the green. He's got the green NFL experience.
Yes, I saw him.
Yeah. Like that. And I'm like, I'm not even mad. I'm like, dude, do it. Like, this is your thing. This is for you. This is not for me. This is for you and the fans and everybody else who is coming out here. So I really appreciate it. I really love it. And, again, being on the NFL Network, nothing that I would take for granted. I absolutely love it. To be given an opportunity to go out there and talk football and do all this stuff, this is what we've wanted to do. We probably all started off wanting to be players, and then we weren't good enough. So we're like, at least we're funny. We can go do this shit. And so we would go out there and we would do it. And so for me, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. Every time I get to do it, I treat it like it's my last. I try to soak out every last moment possible and enjoy the shit out of it. And can't wait till next year.
I will say this. I've watched you on television, but what I've learned about you is you got a really good sense of humor. You're open, and we really appreciate the time. And keep up the good work because we love all the content you put out there.
Thank you, sir. You know what's really cool is sometimes you come on a show and people will be like, this show is great, and it's shit. And you said that when I came on, and it lived up to the billing. It was fucking great. You guys are a lot of fun. So, and I would not normally, consort with Yankee fans.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Can we just, as long as you can admit, Game 2, 2009 ALCS.
Yes.
That fucking pop-up that Alex Rodriguez hits is an out in any stadium outside of Yankee Stadium.
I would agree with you.
Fine.
Yes,
then we can be friends. Okay, we're good.
We're friends.
Then we're good.
We're good, and again, we really appreciate the time. I know you're a busy guy. You're getting ready, and you have another day of this. 2 days. Well, a day because
No,
Saturday.
I'm with you. I'm leaving tomorrow.
Oh, there you go.
I get out tomorrow afternoon.
I'm leaving Saturday morning. So
you know what? That's a pro move. But our hotel was charging us if you got Friday night, you had to stay for the weekend. So I'm out. And then, I got a AYSO training.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool.
So I got my all-star team. By the way, I had Travis Kelce shout out my all-star team.
Really?
Because they're upset at me because I'm not there. And so I'm okay, I'll try to get Travis Kelce to say hello. In my mind, I never promised that because I'm shit, this might not work. But he did it, and it hit, and so everybody's been fine.
And Travis Kelce, he also shouts out, his Swifties too. So
yeah, I love it.
Are you a Swiftie?
Of course.
I figured
I have to listen to all those songs. My favorite song is...
Could you sing it?
You're hot and you're cold. You're in and you're out. You're hot and you're wrong when it's right. You're black and it's right. We fight, we make up. We kiss, we break up. I love the fact that none of you realize that's a Katy Perry song.
It is.
No.
I did.
Fireworks?
I did.
I had no idea.
I did.
I do that to my girls
I'm
all
a
the
DJ,
time.
by the way.
I'm hey, I go, ladies, come here. Come in real quick. Something's going on. Hey, just remember what Katy Perry said, or just remember what Taylor Swift said.
Oh, God.
You're in and you're out. You're black and you're white. You're fighting. That's not her. That's not her.
Katy Perry always talks about being in and out. So.
I don't know about that.
The burger.
That's right.
I actually coach high school football, and the way I used
you
to
do?
teach kids how to tackle, the first thing is it's actually in a song. It's Shakira's song. Hips don't lie. Just watch the
That's
hips.
so good.
Hips don't lie.
Definitely
Hips
don't
don't
lie.
lie
with her. That's for sure.
Certainly.
Especially at the Grammys. Oh, my God. She put on a great to me, watching Shakira, she's over 40 years old, and she looks like she's better looking than any 20-year-old I've ever seen. So she is hot, man. I had 2 kids, and she's looking that good, man. Oh, man.
Attractive lady.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Once they hit that 30 mark, it's time to run. Anyways, I don't want to scare anybody
Speaking
away.
of time to run, that's a great note to leave on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Rank.